What's up, guys? It's Dims. I'm back for the attack, but you already know that. And today I am joined with my friend Justin,
who has no catchphrase.
Yeah, he doesn't. And today we are actually going to talk about our top 10 favorite Pokemon of Pokemon Sage. Now, Pokemon Sage is this new fan-made game.
It's not like most hacks. Well, it's not a hack at all, actually. It's completely entirely made by a group with all new Pokemon. Over 200 of them, actually.
And it was made from the ground up in RPG Maker. Now, these Pokemon, these Fakemon, it's actually all Fakemon. They are the best Fakemon I ever seen.
Now, at first glance, they all look cute till they evolve.
And if you want to know more about the game, the link to download in the description, but it's in demo right now.
There's only one badge, dude.
So, yeah, you only go up to the first gym badge and, kick that guy's ass. But, you can still look around. It's an awesome region so far. I forgot what it's actually called.
Not important right now. What we need to get to is to the Pokemon.
Now, before we hit the top 5 or top 10, if you add them both up, we are going to list some of our honorable mentions.
Now, although these Pokemon are only honorable mentions, they actually are completely dope. Like Carnival. Carnival looks like some type of goat.
Did you just steal mine? I was supposed to go first.
Carnival looks like a wolf.
Asshole.
It's ice and dark. Now it does have a weakness to what is it, Dims?
4 times weakness to fighting. And
yeah, 4 times weakness to fighting. But it's packing the move and it's packing the ability Intimidate, which you all know lowers your attack. Its last 4 moves could actually be its moveset, which are Icicle Crash, Sucker Punch, Horn Leech, and I think Mega Horn.
Now for one of my honorable mentions, we got Lavoon. Anyway, giant whale, fire, water. Look at it. It looks intimidating. However, you only can find it at the bottom of the sea when you dive, but it still looks really cool.
Even though Dive hasn't been in the game since 3rd gen.
And Dive is really one of my favorites. It's like really useless. I hate diving. I really hate diving. Especially giving up a move spot for it.
You're going to be sucking on Omega Sapphire. Alright, next Pokemon will have to be Basilisk. Now, this Pokemon's typing is very unique and something I've been wanting for a long time. It has the typing of Bug Dragon. It's, from what I can see from the picture, it looks extremely fast. And the color design is pretty good too. I like how its wings are actually insectoid instead of like, well, whatever the word you would describe a dragon. Dragon-like, I guess.
Dragonic?
Yeah, there we go. Dragonic. Damn, this is useful for something.
Yay. Nigga, shut up. Anyway, my next honorable mention is Condisa. Condisa. It literally looks like the fossil Pokemon, one of the fossils. It's rock flying and it just looks amazing. However, it might not be a fossil because its name, the canyon Pokemon, so you maybe find it in canyons. However, it could be a canyon fossil. It just looks really cool. And rock flying, pow, pow, pow.
Now, this next Pokemon actually scares the living bejeebus out of me. I would shit my pants if I didn't ever encounter it. His name is Trenchula. Imagine the combination of a vampire and spider, and then put a drill in his ass.
What?
Just put it. Anyway, this Pokemon dwells in trenches and other ditches like places. Its fangs are drills as well, as long as its amphidex thingy, whatever spiders carry. I don't understand how it's gonna shoot its webs, but whatever. Its color pattern is actually I also like it too. I don't know what the circle thing on his head is, but hey, scares me enough.
Alright, and time for my final honorable mention is Nobunada. Nobunada is just look at it. It's amazing. It's a pinata thingy awesomeness. Anyway, a pinata. And its deck says that even when if it's close to losing a battle or something, it will explode instead of run away. Explode in confetti, because it's a pinata. And looking at what it could do is actually like it's meant for dying. It It's called the paper thin Pokemon. Its defenses are low. Weak armor. It has aftermath, destiny bond, explosion. Yes. Memento too. It just look like a pinata Pokemon. That is amazing, and it looks like a samurai.
He must hate it when it rains. Anyway, now it's time to head into the top 5.
Wait, you didn't have any more?
Oh, I had Lacoon. Oops. So, going over to Lacoon, it looks like your average fat rodent, but don't ever feed it a berry, because it's packing a black hole. This thing will eat your mother, your father, your kids, your cousins, I don't care, it'll eat them all. Now, it manages not to suck itself up, but, hey, I'm Lacoon, I do what I want.
God damn. And with that, we are moving to the top 10. 5. And, you know, just because you're my friend, I'm gonna let you go first with your number 5.
What do you want?
Go!
Fine. Number 5. Felong, Fulong, whatever. It's a Chinese dragon, that's all you need to know. Now, I'm not usually fond of Chinese dragons, because they're super long, and another Pokemon that's kind of similar to him would be Rayquaza. Now, the thing about Rayquaza is he's kind of a robot, so that's kind of cool. But Fulong is actually just a pure Chinese dragon. He's also called the Fireworks Pokemon. His tail is literally a firework constantly exploding. It usually rests above the clouds, but when angry, its roars can shatter stone. Now, how cool is that? Its typing would be Fire Dragon, and its moveset is actually completely beautiful. Moves like Overheat, Flare Blitz, Dragon Rush, Outrage, Heat Wave, you name it, it's got it. It even gets Flame Wheel. Can you imagine that thing just coiling into a ball and ramming it towards its opponent?
I think that's what a lot of Chinese dragons do.
Its attacks, special attack, and speed are very good. Well, its speed is decent. You can run it physical or special, and given its moveset, that's actually completely likely. Although it has very good, pretty decent stats, and it has a decent move pool, you have to remember that it still has very common weaknesses, such as ground and rock. Now, dragons aren't seen as often as ground and rock, but we all know that we've seen Earthquake a lot.
Like everybody runs it.
But even if you kill it, it's packing Aftermath, so he's not going down without giving you damage.
Or he's not going out without a bang. Yeah, Fireworks Pokemon. Nothing. No. Well, going to my number 5. My number 5 has to be Orangudao, the balanced Pokemon. Now, I don't like monkeys. However, some slide under the radar, and this one just meditated past the radar. Now, it is found solidly meditating in the wilderness, and no amount of force is able to throw it off. Now, what makes Orangudao special is that, as long as it's called the balanced Pokemon, you can see it in its stats. It's 80s across the board, but that's not where it shines. Where it really shines is its ability Content. Now, Content, every turn you do not use an attacking move, you use a status move. It regains 1/16 of its health. That's amazing. And when you come to think of it, you can just put leftovers on it and then use Protect. And freaking with its, I guess, 80 across the board, you can run it special or physical. You know, you could give it Aura Spear, Eccentric. Oh my. This thing has recovery. It learns the recovery on level up. That's unfair. That's too much.
Astrodon.
That's too much. Recover plus Content plus leftover. Oh, but that's too much. That's not fair.
Okay, we're not trying to get competitive here, kid.
Alright, but that's why it's number 5.
Number 4. Now, my number 4 is actually very unusual for me. I'm actually not the guy who's very fond of the canines. I'm actually a cat person. Well, with the exception of Houndoom. He's power. Hercanine is a water electric type, and it can evolve. It can evolve in one. It can only evolve in one way only. Now, throughout this game, there are Pokemon that can evolve with 2 separate stones, but I thought this was going to be something different. It can only evolve with a Thunderstone, and then, of course, it said that the Pokemon's tail attracts lightning as a lightning rod. So it actually makes sense that it has the ability Lightning Rod. But of course, I wouldn't run it because it also packs Intimidate. And what's better? And I rather drop your attack than absorb lightning. Its typing is actually the same as Lantern, which is actually not very that typing is not very common. I can't think of another Pokemon that has this. Its special attack is through the roof with a base stat of 100, and its speed is 90, which is actually fairly decent. It has access to a lot of moves of its typing, such as Thunder, Aqua Tail, Rain Dance, Thunder Fang, you name it. Now, like most Pokemon, you have to evolve with a stone. It's mostly gonna get its moves through its previous evolution. So be sure you be careful when evolving it. Well, if it was real.
Well, it is real.
It's fake.
It's in the game.
Number 4, James.
Okay, wait. You actually make a really good rain dancer.
Nigga.
Alright, my number 4 is Ankylosaur. Ankylosaur, really there's nothing special about this Pokemon. It's poison ground, and it does what a poison ground does. It attacks, and it has high defense. Now what really kills it is an ability called Conditioning. Some of these abilities, yeah, obviously since last time, the abilities, some of them are fan-made, or the creator made. And Conditioning is no exception. Conditioning, it says that every time this Pokemon is hit with a move in concession, that move will actually get weaker. So, by that means, if you hit this thing with, I guess, a Hydro Pump, next time you hit it with a Hydro Pump, it's going to be weaker. And next time you hit it at all with any other move, it's going to be weaker. It's always going to get weaker. Unless you miss or unless you switch out to a different Pokemon. And with that said, it's getting its condition. So if you hit this thing, get it half health, guess what? The next hit is not going to kill it. The third hit will probably kill it. But, you know, conditioning, yes. Moving on to Jesky. Oh.
Alright, moving on to number 3. Flare Pen. Flare Pen's design looks amazing, but you can actually see that it has a similarity to another Pokemon, Torkoal. Torkoal is complete, but remember that. Its defense, and the only thing it has going for it was a defense. Well, Flare Pen here has a lot going for it. Its defense is actually very good with its base stat of 103, and its special defense is decent with a base stat of 95. Now, of course, being a turtle, it's slow with a base stat of 50, but that doesn't matter because its ability is sturdy, so he's never gonna get O-code. He also has shell armor, so you're never gonna get a critical hit on it. Now, its Pokedex entry is actually very interesting. Through years of sparring and frequent exposure to extreme heat, Ferrospin has developed an incredible tough exterior. Its skin underneath its shell is very soft, however, and is sought after as delicacy. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like turtle soup to me.
Turtle soup.
That's still heating up his body as I... Anyway, let's move on to its moveset. It has access to Flamethrower, Metal Burst, Flash Cannon, Shell Smash, and it even stole the 5th gen starter Pokeboo's signature move. Well, actually, I said his Japanese name, but don't worry about that.
He means Embor.
Yeah.
He's a freaking nerd.
That's technically, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, he steals his Heat Crash, which actually wasn't very good on Embor, but hey, stealing is fun. Don't do that, kids. Anyway, moving on to number 2.
What, number 2? You're skipping me. You slow me down. Going on to my number 3, since this guy wanted to skip me, for me, it's Golvalope, the Chili Rabbit Pokemon. This Pokemon, look at it. It's grass, fire, and really, I can imagine myself at this Pokemon, though that may be weird. This thing, okay, its abilities, it's chlorophyll and flame body, but you know, this thing is me. With its grass fire, it covers his ass so much. Its speed is 120, and freaking its attack and special attack is literally the same thing, just 2 points apart, 94 and 96. And you like run it either way. Its defenses are a bit lacking, but that doesn't matter. It's amazing that it's fire grass, and I want it now. And as a fire grass, it can really cover its ass, especially on its weaknesses. You bring a ground type, it has grass. You bring rocks, it has grass. You bring bug, it has fire. You bring water, it has grass. You bring ice, it has fire. It will murder you. And I just love it, and I just want it. I want it. It actually might become my new mascot, only if this was real. I still want it though. I love this shit. I mean, I'm sorry. I love this thing. You know.
Yeah, because cursing is so bad on YouTube.
Oh my god, I don't want to curse every 2 seconds.
Number 2!
Shut
Avalon. Lynx. Whatever. Now, at first glance, I thought this Pokemon would be an Ice Dark, given that it has a very black mane, black tail, you know, black fur. But it actually keeps a pure typing of Ice. It has 2 abilities. One fan made, both fan made actually. One of them the one that I really like is Ice Lick, which doubles its speed in ice in a hailstorm. So it's already decently speed with a base speed of 95, but in a hailstorm, it could probably even outspeed a Jolteon. Who knows? Its Pokedex entry is actually cool because, like, even in the thinnest of Snowfall, it can mask its presence, which means you will never see this nigga coming. He will kill you no matter what. He also has a good moveset, such as Icicles, Icicle Spear, Icicle Crash, Avalanche, Sheer Coat, stupid, because, you know, you're all
Lights.
Ice Fang, Hone Claws, Agility, Crunch, and he also has the access to the Fangs. I think I already mentioned one. He also, I would love to have this Pokemon by my side, along with Houndoom at my left. I could ride on Avalanche just through the snow all day, like non-stop. Oh, wait, that sounded dirty. Anyway.
For a guy who loves cats, you have like 3 dogs already. You named 3 dogs.
Anyway. Dims.
Oh, my turn? Oh, shoot. My number 2 is Borealis. Now, yes, Borealis is a dark psychic, so you already know what that is if you already know about Malamar. It has no weaknesses, minus a 4 times weakness to bug. But guess what? Its special defense is through the roof, and everybody knows mostly all bug type moves are special. So it will survive, except for X-Scissor, but no, who runs X-Scissor? Unless you have a Caesar.
Pinsir come through!
Pinsir, just sit the fuck down. Anyway, oh shoot, there will be go swear again. Now, Borealis is freaking, yes, I don't even know how to explain it. Just looking at it, it's just so, yes. Its ability is Pressure or Magic Bounce, your choice. And just one love thing about it. I think this is the only Pokemon that I can't nickname, because its name is so perfect. Borealis, there's no way to change that. And you want to know, it doesn't evolve, but it's like the only place you could ever find it will be at night on top of a mountain during a meteor shower, the lights showing up, you know, the northern lights. That's like the only time it seems like you catch it. Which, you know, I'm talking about if it was real in real life. And I'm like, if you travel that distance and you find one, you're gonna catch it. Just so majestic. And as its Pokedex entry say, when it fights over territory, the energy it illuminates the light sky with a phenomenon that can be seen miles away. It will, and I'm done.
All right, finally, we've gone to the final number 0. I mean 1. 1. Yeah, definitely 1. Anyway,
that was funny. You thought that was funny? It wasn't.
Anyway, I have a habit for falling in love with starters. I fell in love with Greninja. I fell in love with Sceptile. I fell in love with Typhlosion. And now I fall in love with this Pokemon, Argonaut. Argonaut is the heavyweight Pokemon. And if you could just see those tail spikes at the end of him, it looks like he can just stab you and throw you away. Like, I don't need to punch you. You can just take this tail, man. He's a water fighting type, which actually is not the run on the starter yet. And I actually was looking forward to it. Everybody expected Greninja to be a water fighting, but we got the dark typing. But Protean came through. Anyway, it, of course, being the starter, it gets the ability Torrent. But the thing about this Pokemon, it loves to brawl and wrestle. In battle, it uses its entire body to attack. So you can expect a body slam. Which is actually one of the moves it learns by level up. It also gets belly drum, submission, close combat, of course.
A long time.
Yeah, man. And dual chops, wide guard, aqua tail, ice punch, iron tail. This is all moves it learns by level up. Now, you know there's also a lot of TMs that this Pokemon will be able to learn, such as Brick Break, but those aren't important right now. Drain Punch? Yo, I can learn Drain Punch. Anyway, you can also run Avalanche too, so you know, there's your Swampert. Its weaknesses vary. 4 weaknesses, of course: Psychic, Electric, Grass, and Flying. But that doesn't matter, because this thing can tank a lot of hits with a base stat of 113 in defense. And its speed is not the fastest Pokemon, but it's definitely going to take a lot of hits and can deliver them back with a decent attack of 95. And that's why he's my number 1.
Now, my number 1 is something I never seen before, but I highly want now. First of all, its name, Roy G. Biv. What? Yes. And if you don't know, Roy G. Biv is just basically saying rainbow. So it's basically the rainbow. Now, this thing is normal dragon. It has the ability Intimidate, which who cares about that? The main ability I'm loving is Spectrum, which is another family ability. Now, Spectrum changes its normal typing to whatever the opponent color is. If your opponent color is red, it's going to be Fire Dragon. If it's orange, it's going to be Fighting Dragon. If it's freaking purple, it's going to be Poison Dragon. It just matters. Whatever Pokemon it's out against, it's going to change its normal typing to that and Dragon. And that right there is just... That right there could cancel a whole game. That could win you a whole game right there. Or lose your whole game, but most likely win. And freaking, yes. One thing about his Pokedex entry, it says if you see it during a sunny day, it's considered good luck. And when it's in flight, the ground below it casts a rainbow of colors all around the field. And I want this thing. So bad.
I didn't.
And that ends the top 5. Like I said, if you enjoyed, please drop a like, comment, subscribe if you want. I would love you more if you did. And if you want to check out this game or even the game Pokedex, you can links are down in the description below. The game's still in demo. Remember that, and just please really support this game.
Follow me on Twitter at Master Nitsuj.
No, we don't care about you.
Master Nitsuj, that's Nitsuj.
Justin's link will be down in the description to his Twitter if you want to follow him. But anyway, if you please, we are doing this to publicize the game a little bit more because they deserve it, especially with these amazing sprites that you've just seen. Remember, this isn't the whole thing. You probably have different favorites. Links down in the description below. Play this game. I will probably play it when they finish with the game, which I hope they stick true and finish this game because I know a lot of people who always do things and just drop off. This game already looks amazing. As soon as it's fully finished, I may do a full walkthrough or a Nuzlocke. Probably a walkthrough because I want my top 5 in my team. But
Ramble.
anything else to say, Justin?
No, this has been Nitsuj. I'm out in the flesh.
Well, again, please, if you're watching this and you created this game, please continue it all. I'm supporting you. We're all supporting you. I really want this game to finish and happen, and we don't, who knows what the future will hold. Anyway, links down in the description below. Follow me on Twitter. I've been Dims, and we out.
Bullseye.